We need to seriously stop blaming our gut bacteria for everything that is wrong with us. It is reaching shocking heights where it's not my problem, I didn't do it. For some reason, my gut bacteria started to behave badly, and now I'm sick, so I've got to treat my gut bacteria. Does not work like that. Does not work like that. If you want to screw up your gut flora, it is very important to listen to this. Eat as much of these inflammatory foods as you possibly can. Inflammatory foods are loved by the unhealthy gut flora, and the gut flora then proliferates and starts to cause problems. So the problem with our gut flora is eating these pro-inflammatory foods. The gut flora changes dramatically when we change the food that we feed the gut flora, so we want to consume lots of vegetation and avoid these calorie sources here. But let's look at the pattern in which endless blaming, and it's the messaging that can confuse people. So it's not like the average person is at fault for believing that the gut flora went crazy, but the gut flora is directed to go crazy by what we eat. So, and most of these come from Science Daily, which is a great resource, by the way. But you have to understand how this works, though. Gut bacteria may play a role in Alzheimer's disease, but they just don't do it for no particular reason. But the impression is, gut flora, gut bacteria problem, treat gut bacteria, antibiotics, pharmaceutical or natural, probiotics, prebiotics, and that's how we're going to treat the gut bacteria. That's not the problem. The problem is sugar, flour, refined oils, which essentially make the gut bacteria go crazy. So gut bacteria, Alzheimer's disease. New link between gut bacteria and anxiety. Gut bacteria, emotions. See, it's not my problem that I'm semi-crazy. My gut bacteria, they made me do it. It wasn't me. You can't blame me. I need a probiotic, and that'll fix my emotional problems. Gut bacteria could help prevent cancer. Heart failure, loss of important gut bacteria. So what should we do? Well, of course, we just take a probiotic and it'll fix it. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Gut flora is literally one-to-one dependent upon the calories that they are fed. So if we eat pro-inflammatory calories, we're going to manifest a pro-inflammatory gut microbiota. Gut bacteria could be blamed for obesity and diabetes. That's the best one of all. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. This big daddy's belly right here. Yeah, it's the gut bacteria that did it. It couldn't have been all of this stuff, with a special emphasis on the bread, the sugary ketchup, the French fries, because you can eat cheese and meat and have tons of vegetation and no gut flora problems. The problem is the excessive sugar, flour, refined oil calories that we eat in excess. Note the term that Bayes used in this paper, very commonly looked at like this: positive caloric balance. So too much calories in, not enough calories out. Where these calories come from? Typically fries, just like the cover of the DeFlame Diet book. So this guy and other people who manifest this particular problem here start to blame, well, it's my gut flora. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It's just the gut flora. And so that automatically takes away the chance for someone to embrace proper dietary change. So gut bacteria linked to age-related conditions. In this paper, they did a good job, actually. This paper, what they tell us is that, at least in the summary, therapies that target bacterial composition in the gut of elderly people through what? Dietary changes and supplements may lead to a healthier aging population. Well, the emphasis needs to be diet, because our calories, the calories that we eat, are the determining factor of the nature, flavor, be it pro or anti-inflammatory, of our gut bacteria. So if you want to look at how this works from the perspective of the DeFlame Diet, you can watch this video, DeFlame Diet Basics. What we see here is those calories that Big Daddy from the previous slide was munching on. So these calories cause your gut bacteria to go crazy. Not immediately, over time. And this leads to low-grade endotoxemia, which is associated with multiple conditions, various conditions. Examples: cardiovascular disease, depression, type 2 diabetes, and low testosterone. So very, very diverse. So you take those 4 conditions, and now we have medications and supplements for them, but the problem goes back to these foods here. So I strongly recommend that you watch this video. And you can also watch this one too. Just did it recently about gut health, and it avoids just the worshiping of probiotics, which are good, and I take them, but the problem is eating pro-inflammatory foods. And in that video, I highlight this excellent paper by John Ryan's crew, and he shows very clearly, so non-Western diet, right? Now, historically, this was the Western diet. This is what my parents and grandparents and great-grandparents grew up on, which is why my great-grandparents and grandparents lived into their late 80s and early mid-90s. When I was in high school, I had 4 grandparents, both sides, and I had a great-grandmother and a great-grandfather, and they ate like this. Now this is the new Western diet. What does it do? It trashes your gut bacteria. So look at this. When we eat this way, we lose bifidobacteria, and these are popular supplements. When we eat a healthy anti-inflammatory diet, we increase our bifidobacteria. In other words, foods powerfully determine the character and flavor of our gut microbiota. So the idea, of course, is to get rid of these calories and replace them with vegetation calories, and do it in a fashion where your intake is calorically appropriate, and you'll be surprised how much better one's gut can feel. And so if you like this, you can do the like thing and keep track by subscribing to the YouTube video and Facebook and all the rest of the stuff.